Hello, a very warm welcome from today's webinar of the UK Climate Resilience Programme. So we've had a lot of interest in this webinar with nearly 200 registrations, so thank you very much for taking the time to be here. It's always great to see so much interest in the work of the programme. So my name is Kate Lonsdale and I'm one of the two champions for the UK Climate Resilience Programme, along with Professor Suraj Desai, and we're based at the University of Leeds. So the timing for today is as follows. So to start with, I'll briefly introduce the UK Climate Resilience Programme that's running the webinar series. Then we'll hear from Professor Robert Nicholls, and Robert's the director of the Tyndall Centre based at the University of East Anglia, and he'll be talking about his project Coastal Resilience, which has been looking at how this attractive but quite slippery concept of resilience can be operationalised within coastal management and in policy processes in England. And then we'll get a response from Charlie Thompson. Dr. Charlie Thompson is director of the Channel Coastal Observatory, and she will be talking about how the findings of this research can inform her work. And then hopefully we'll have about 20 to 25 minutes for questions and discussion. So please send in questions as we're going along. So a few reminders on how to engage during the webinar. So we're using the Q&A function for questions, so not the chat. Please add your questions throughout the presentation, so you don't have to wait until the end. And you also have the opportunity to upvote other people's questions. So if you see one that you like, vote for it in the Q&A function and it will move upwards. As participants, you remain muted unless you're enabled by me. The webinar is being recorded. And the webinar audio and slides will be shared after the event. So you'll be sent a YouTube link, and you can access it also through the website. If you have any technical problems that you think we might be able to help with, use the chat function, and my colleague Susie May Graham may be able to help you. So just a little bit about the UK Climate Resilience Programme. It's delivered by the Met Office and UK Research and Innovation, so managed by the Natural Environment Research Council on behalf of EPSRC, AHRC and ESRC. And the programme's been running for just over 18 months and we have about 2 years remaining. So this webinar series was set up to communicate the findings of research funded under this programme. And as you can see from this slide, the UK Climate Resilience Programme vision is about enhancing the UK's resilience to climate variability and change through interdisciplinary research. The important part of this is that it's also about working closely with stakeholders and end users to make sure that what comes out of this research is useful and usable. And the programme has 3 main themes. So firstly, about getting a better understanding of climate-related risks. And this means linking information about climate hazards to information about vulnerability and exposure of the things that we're interested in. So for example, communities, infrastructure, agricultural systems. And secondly, it's about managing these climate-related risks through adaptation. And finally, about working with partners to co-develop climate services. So bringing the available climate information and knowledge into planning and decision-making processes. And I'm just going to do a very quick advert for our website. So this is a really good place to go to find out more information about each of the projects, for newsletters, for access to the archives of previous webinars. It's got lots of information, so definitely recommend having a look at that. So I think that's enough from me. I'm now going to hand over to Professor Robert Nicholls. So Robert has been director of the Tyndall Centre at the University of East Anglia since last October, and his research over the last 30 years has focused particularly on the implications of climate change for coastal areas, particularly the management of coastal flood and erosion and the consequences for coastal communities and how to develop appropriate policy responses. So welcome, Robert. I'll stop sharing and hand over to you.